It wasn't our best game, it wasn't the prettiest game, but the Dallas Mavericks got it done in a 115-105 win over the Utah Jazz in a game that can only be explained as WTF, as the first half was just horrible for the Mavericks defensively and offensively, but they hung in there, they stuck to what works best for them, and come the second half, they came out with the dub. And what's even more importantly than that, we move back into that 6th seed ahead of tomorrow's game against the Sacramento Kings. We're going to break down tonight's game, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get into today's video, 66.3% of you guys watching these videos are not subscribed. That percentage is slowly going down day by day. But if you're enjoying the content that we're bringing, the back-to-back videos, the live streams, and everything in between, make sure you consider subscribing so you don't miss out on a single thing we do. But let's talk about tonight's game. Like I said, it wasn't pretty. The first half was not a good one. We were trailing pretty much the entirety of the first half. We allowed the Jazz to get 40 points in the first quarter, and the three ball just wasn't falling. Except for Tim Hardaway Jr., who somehow in the first half found his three. Hit, I think, 3 threes in that first quarter, was lighting it up, had like 11 or 13 quick points in the first half. And he was great for us off the bench. Maxey played good defense. Daniel Gafford was doing his thing. PJ Washington was a little bit shaky offensively in the first half, but we all know PJ's defense is his bread and butter. Luka was kind of trudging along. The shot wasn't falling. I think in the first quarter he was 1 of 5, but that doesn't mean Luka's not playable. He was getting the guys involved, good passing, good ball movement. Kyrie was doing all those Kyrie Irving things that we love and we've come to enjoy from Kyrie Irving. But that first half was ugly, and it just wasn't our best brand of basketball. But coming out of that halftime into the third quarter, the Mavericks were just hitting everything on all cylinders. Our defense was great. The shots were falling. It still wasn't the best in that third quarter, but we ended the third quarter tied up to the Jazz. And come the fourth quarter, we ran away with it. Fourth quarter, Kai came alive. Luka Magic was there. Daniel Gafford was down low and unstoppable. PJ Washington hit 2 corner threes. Everything was working late in the game, and it doesn't matter how bad or how ugly it was overall. The fact of the matter is we got a dub, and even though we were behind, even though we were trailing, the game was never over for us. We hung in there. We did what we did best. We defended better. We shot better. And those are the late game adjustments that are going to be crucial come playoff time. But enough rambling. Let's look at the box score. PJ Washington had 16 points, 1 steal, 1 assist, 4 rebounds. He was 2 of 6 for 3. Like I said, those 2 late threes late threes down the stretch were all in the corner. We love to see it. Derrick Jones Jr. had 6 points, 1 steal, 1 rebound, and 1 assist. Daniel Gafford, the landlord, 13 points, 5 blocks, 2 steals, 5 assists, and 11 rebounds, with 4 being offensive rebounds. He was phenomenal for us. Only missed 1 shot on the floor. 1 free throw was missed. He was still electric for us. Kyrie Irving, 27 points, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. He was 4 of 9 from 3, hitting those threes like it was butter, baby. And Luka Doncic wasn't the best game. I mean, he was 50% from the floor, 2-11 from 3. That 3 ball was not falling for him, but he was able to get to the free throw line. He was 7 of 8. Ended the game with 29 points, 1 block, 1 steal, 13 assists, and 12 rebounds. That's what Luka's stat line can look like when the team is flowing and doing everything right. Another triple-double for Luka Magic. Off the bench, Maxey had 2 points, 1 blocks, and 3 rebounds, but he was playing good defense. You know, a -2, but I like what I saw from Maxey. Tim Hardaway, 13 points. He was a +8 with 3 steals, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. He was 3 of 9 from 3, 5 of 14 from the floor. The first half looked good, but the second half was horrible. Dwight Powell gave you 1 solid minute, but nothing on the stat sheet. Derrick Lively with 6 points, 1 steal, and 9 rebounds. And Dante Exum with 3 points, 3 assists, and 1 rebound. Jaden Hardy played a little 3 minutes. Nothing for him either. AJ Lawson as well. They played in garbage time. But like I said, Tim Hardaway Jr., he was hitting those threes in the first quarter. I was like, yes, he's back. The threes are falling. The team's looking good. We may be down, but we're not out, in my famous saying. It ain't about how you start, it's about how you finish. And the Mavericks got it done. But in that first half, I was really looking forward to Tim Hardaway. I thought he was going to drop 20 tonight. He was just fire in the first half. The second half, the man was not to be seen. I don't think he made a single bucket in the second half. It was just miss after miss after miss. And kind of the opposite for our man PJ Washington, right? The first half, his shot really wasn't falling. The 3-ball was not going for him. But that second half, down the stretch, the 3-ball for PJ was hitting timely, and it was great for us. But the entire game, his defense was great. But as a team, our defense was just lackluster in the first quarter. Colin Sexton was going off. They had Lauri Markkanen was going off on us as well. He finished like 30-plus points. It felt like we were leaving him open the entire game, right? John Collins, he was back tonight and just killing it for the Utah Jazz. And Jordan Clarkson was back as well, and it was just ugly. If we look at their stats real quick, John Collins had 21 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, and 11 rebounds. Lauri Markkanen, 34 points. 1 block, 1 steal, 2 assists, 7 rebounds. Hendricks with 8 points, 1 block, 1 assist, and 6 rebounds. Colin Sexton with 20 points and 6 assists, 2 rebounds. And Keontae George with 6 points. He had 3 turnovers, but 2 steals, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. And not a lot of help off the bench from the Utah Jazz. It just wasn't enough for them. Thankfully, we were able to pull out with this dub. We were trailing for the majority of this game, but we ended the third quarter with a nice little tie. And come the fourth quarter, everything else was history. We got a good lead. I think we were up by as much as 13 points. We ended with a 10-point win. But down the stretch, in the clutch, Kyrie and Luka saved the day. Closed the game for us. Like I said, the man PJ Washington, PJ the Warden, was hitting timely threes. Daniel Gafford, the man of the hour, could not be stopped, could not be contained. And as you know, that man put up 13 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 blocks, 2 steals, 10-1 as a starter. I'm just saying, Jason Kidd, put in more Daniel Gafford. And there was some times where I was questioning Jason Kidd. And I'm not going to just rant on Jason Kidd, because honestly, I think he's been doing a little bit better. But there were some times where we had Derrick Lively, and who was kind of struggling against the defense of the Utah Jazz, where I'm like, yo, the man Daniel Gafford, the landlord, he's feasting out there. Put him back in. And when we did, things started changing. But I understand Derrick Lively has to get his minutes, has to get his run. We can't play Daniel Gafford the full 48, so I get it. But Daniel Gafford definitely had a great game, and so did Derrick Lively. He was getting some good boards. But man, the refs. And I didn't want to just harp too much on the refs, because I got a little something for the refs in this video. But man, the refs were just... They weren't even watching the game. The first half, the free throw disparity was just insane. The Jazz were just going to the line every time, it felt like. We were just fouling left and right. And there was a call on Derrick Lively where Lauri Markkanen tripped on Jordan Clarkson's foot, and they called it a foul on Derrick Lively. That right there, I was like, you know what? The refs aren't even watching the game. They're really not. They're just calling everything for the Utah Jazz. To the point where Jason Kidd was successful on 3 coaches' challenges. He challenged 3 plays in the game. Was successful on all 3. You can't make this stuff up. And I really hate blaming the refs on a loss or on a win, because I like to believe that this Dallas Mavericks team, we win or lose by Luka or Kyrie. Sometimes the supporting cast do step up, but if we were to win by Luka and Kyrie, sometimes we lose by Luka and Kyrie. But not in this game. In this game, it was just ridiculous. The amount of just no calls that we were getting, the amount of times we were getting knocked down and the refs just weren't looking. But come the second quarter, our defense did tighten up. We were playing smarter defense, not so much of this hacking defense and just lazy defense. We tightened things up in the second half, and everything fell just the way we wanted it to. The Utah Jazz on a back-to-back, well, not really back-to-back. We played them Thursday and beat them, but beating that team twice was definitely what this Dallas Mavericks team needed, because we're about to see the Kings twice. And for the rest of this season, we got about 10, 11 games left. Should be good for us. I know we have an easier schedule compared to our competitors in the West. I know the Suns actually lost tonight to the San Antonio Spurs without Victor Wembanyama. So that's a big win for us. We move right back to that 6th seed. But like I said, the games against the Kings tomorrow and Friday are going to be huge for us. If we can at least split those games, I would love it if we win both. If we win both, that's even better for us. We definitely solidify ourselves as that 6th seed. But if we can at least get one of those, that'll be fine. Another team that's been looking very good is Houston Rockets. We'll see them about twice. We'll see the Golden State Warriors, I think, one more time. I think 2 more times. It's getting close, guys. Coming down to that wire, every game is a must-win. Every game is crucial. We have to just keep improving game after game on the things that work, tighten up and fix the things that don't work. And come playoff time, I truly believe this Dallas Mavericks team have the keys to just make a deep run. But let's get into the segment. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And for tonight's game, the good definitely has to go to the second half adjustments after halftime. I don't know what Jason Kidd said to the guys in the locker room. I don't know if he pulled out Mike's secret stuff from Space Jam, but the Dallas Mavericks teams looked like a completely different team in the second half. The defense was better. The shots were falling. There was more ball movement. It was amazing. Luka was popping off. Kyrie's popping off. The team was supporting everybody, and you just love to see it. The bad, however, would have to go to our first half performance because it was just crazy. Even though we were hanging in there, even though we never really let the Jazz get that big of a lead on us, we were keeping it fairly close with them. It still wasn't that good. I would like to see us start games a little bit hotter and not always have to play catch up. But a win's a win. You can't be too mad about it. But the ugly is going to the referees. Because like I said, the no calls, the call on Derrick Lively that thankfully Jason Kidd challenged, where you clearly see Lauri Markkanen trip on Jordan Clarkson's foot, but you call a foul on Derrick Lively? It was crazy. Like, I don't know what these refs are doing. I don't know what parlays they were hoping to hit that night. But the referees were ugly. And despite all of that, the Dallas Mavericks still found a way to win. We had about 52, 54 points in the paint, where again, that seems to be our true identity. When that three ball isn't falling, when that long two isn't hitting for us, we can rely on the points in the paint. We can rely on our bigs and Daniel Gafford and Derrick Lively to just be able to go down low. Even Luka attacks the basket from time to time. We know Kyrie's a great finisher. We have guys that can really attack the basket and finish at the rim. And to be honest with you, since the trade deadline, that's our identity. That's who we are as the Dallas Mavericks. But we're not out of it yet, guys. We move on. We're in the 6th seed, but tomorrow we're going to be playing the Sacramento Kings. And after that, the Sacramento Kings again. So hang tight, stay tuned, because we will be going live tomorrow for that game. On Friday, unfortunately, I got some things coming up, so I won't be able to go live. But tomorrow I will be going live for the Sacramento Kings game, and hopefully we can pull out a dub. But thanks for making this far, guys. I appreciate everything that you guys are doing. Make sure you check out our Twitter and our Discord. Links in the description below. Consider becoming a channel member to enter into our free jersey giveaway. And until then, man, y'all take care. Peace.